Hi everyone, it's Natalie here from Stepmom Strong Coaching. I'm super excited to be coming at you today with a very exciting opportunity in the works that I have reconfigured just for you guys. You know I'm so dedicated to you all. I love you. You all are so engaged. You're so ready to make changes and ready for support and ready to make progress, and I love it. It's amazing. And I know something that what I've heard people saying is that they're feeling really alone in their challenges. They're feeling like they have nowhere to go, no one to talk to, and no one really understands what they're going through, that they're not allowed to be struggling. I hear that a lot, right? I've heard that you've tried to do what's best, and maybe your partner doesn't understand, so maybe you've gotten into the Nacho Kids theory or whatever, like you've tried different things, and your partner's not understanding you, so it's really hard to keep it up, right? I hear this from stepmoms all the time. Or they're super confused about their role. They don't know what's appropriate and what's not. They're unclear about how they're supposed to be interacting with the kids. A lot of you have found the man of your dreams, and he happens to have kids, and you were ready for this blissful life together, and it turns out to be way more challenging than you expected, right? I hear this all the time, right? And for some of you, it's postpartum depression without the birthing experience, right? So you're going through all this identity transformation and going through all this a completely change of lifestyle, right? Because you want to be with this man that you love. It is a complete change of lifestyle. It is an identity transformation, just the way that moms go through it, except for some reason stepmoms do not have the grace and opportunity to go through that similar kind of transformational experience, and it causes so much confusion. Maybe you have a super challenging ex in this situation that you cannot figure out what the heck is going on. Who knows, she might be blaming you for things. There are some really challenging stuff you guys are going through. I know because I've spoken to a lot of you about them, and a lot of you have similar stories, believe it or not. All of you get on the phone with me and you're like, oh my gosh, my situation is crazier than anyone else's, or it's so unique because of this and that, or my ex in the situation's way more crazy than anyone else's ex. And I'm telling you, you're not alone. There are other people dealing with, you would be shocked at how similar some of the things that you guys are going through are. And I know this because I talk to you all the time. And regardless of whether it's difficulty connecting with the stepkids, difficulty with parenting styles with you and your significant other, difficulties with a high conflict ex, maybe it's difficulty with merging two families together, so difficulties with the kids getting along, whatever it is, there's something about being around other stepmoms that helps you see that you're not alone and you're not totally crazy, because this role pushes people in a whole new way that we don't allow for. It's not commonplace and commonly known that it does push you in that way. So there's not a lot of space to be going through all this tumultuousness, right? So it really does push you in a complicated ways. There's so many emotional dynamics that go into it. There's so many conflicting, conflicting messages out there, conflicting understandings out there of what blended families are, conflicting expectations between you and your partner, or you 3 months ago and you now, right? I talked to a lot of stepmoms who are like, man, it looks so great on the outside. I'm great with kids. I loved his kids. They're so great. We have great communication. I thought it would be awesome. We moved in really fast. I hear this all the time, you guys. We moved in so fast. I loved him so much. We thought we could do it, no problem. And then they get 3 months, 6 months in, and it's so much more challenging than they expected. So I hear this all the time. You're not alone. That is the first thing that I want to say to you today. So I know you all want, because I've surveyed you and interviewed you, I know you all are looking for community. You all are looking for ways to feel a little bit less crazy, right? A little bit less alone, a little bit less you have the burden of the world on your shoulders, you just have nowhere to turn. One of my clients always talks about it. We joke about how especially when you're first starting out, but sometimes even 10 years down the road, something new can come up to the surface that you never expected, and that you thought you had it down, everything was fine. Then all of a sudden something happens and there's some disconnect or some new challenge in your role or with your stepkids or with your significant other that can completely throw you off, right? So a lot of you are looking for a place where you can feel safe and not judged and heard and connect with other stepmoms who understand the complexities and understand that sometimes the worst parts of us can come out due to the complexities and how much pressure there is in the situation. It's like a pressure cooker, right, in some ways. So if you're on, say hi. I'd love to see who's watching. It's hard for me to see. So I have also talked to a lot of you about how the program that I have been offering is not accessible for you, which is why I'm coming on here today to talk about a new offering that I have created just for you guys based on what I'm hearing and based on something that will be accessible for you all. So the purpose of this program is to find clarity, stay connected, and enjoy the connection with your partnership, and also to get some direction. So it's going to be skills-based. It's going to be, I took some notes, so I'm like looking at my notes to make sure I say everything that I wanted to say. It's going to be skills-based, education-based as well, so that you guys have some ideas about like what's appropriate and not for a blended family, like what tends to be normal and what tends to not be normal. Education about parenting and kids development, education about how to get more in touch with yourself and get more in touch with your needs, learn boundaries, lots of boundaries education. You'll probably see me talk about the 3 levels, the pyramid, the stepmom success pyramid, where we talk about self, relationship, and the kids. So that's what this program is going to be. It's going to be 90 days. It is not going to be 6 months. It's going to be 90 days, 3 months, the last 3 months of the year, so that you can start out your 2019 on a way better foot than you have been doing 2018 and maybe the year before and maybe the year before that. So you'll get this, it's a 90-day long program where you'll get the opportunity to connect with other stepmoms, to learn skills, be held accountable, and get the support that you need to be able to make progress in the areas that you want to make progress. So while I'll be teaching skills and be doing education about self-care, self-awareness, self-compassion, I'll also be teaching skills and building awareness around relationship skills, things that work and don't. I just got done with a Gottman Method couples counseling training. So I'll be teaching a lot of the stuff that I learned in there as far as what works in relationships and what doesn't. And then I'll also be teaching about parenting issues and challenges with kids and a way to approach your stepkids no matter what their behavior is like, so that you can feel empowered and you know that you're doing your best. And the whole thing builds on itself. So you get the foundation of the self-care and the self-awareness. And some of you think you're taking care of yourselves, like maybe you're going to the gym every day and maybe you're eating healthy, but you're actually not in touch with your internal rhythm and your internal clock of how you're feeling and what you're needing and how to set boundaries when you need to and how to communicate in a productive way, and how to self-soothe when things come up that are beyond that you're reacting to, that are way beyond what's actually going on in the situation. So we're going to be talking about stuff like that. We're going to be going deep with this. It's only 90 days, but it is going to be like a lot in a short amount of time. And you all are going to have challenges. So just the way we did that 3-day relationship challenge that I know a lot of you got a lot out of, just by being held accountable and setting the intention and putting your energy and time into focusing on these topics, you'll get a new perspective, you'll get a bunch of new tools as you go, and you'll learn how to integrate them into your everyday life. You'll get the support and coaching from me, and also ideas and support from other members in the community, which is invaluable because I haven't had everyone's experience as a stepmom, right? Like, yeah, I have the personal and professional experience, of course, and I am not everyone. I don't work the way everyone does. Like, different things work for different people. And so I've seen it be super valuable for stepmoms to have the feedback and get the support from other stepmoms in the community as well. So like I said, it's 90 days. It's a 90-day experience. It is a very accessible, affordable way to support yourself in your personal growth in this role for the last 3 months of 2018, so that you can jumpstart your 2019 with a whole nother set of tools in your toolbox that you can pull out when you're struggling. So it's going to be really fun. It's also going to be just fun, you guys. Like, I'm all about making things light. And if you guys have been watching me, you know, like, I joke and we'll have fun with it, right? So I'll be giving you all kinds of tips and tools to make light of challenging things. I know you guys hear me talk about like building resilience. I mean, it's going to be everything in my personal and professional repertoire, like, thrown at you in this 90 days. So resources up the wazoo, support from me, opportunities for coaching from me. It's going to be amazing. So logistically, the format is 2 evenings a month on Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're all going to get together in a video chat conference room. You will have small breakout rooms where you can connect with 4 other stepmoms at a time so that you guys can feel safe to share and have some like a good amount of sharing time, because I've seen that stepmoms love to be able to have that. And you guys, the people that come into these groups are incredible ladies. Like, I think there's something about people who jump into these stepmom roles. I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm with these women who jump into these groups, I'm like, why are all these women so amazing? And I think it's because I have this theory that stepmoms are attracted to complexity. Maybe they grew up in a really complex household, or maybe they just like a lot of stimulation. They like to like problem solve. So seriously, the women that come into these communities are amazing women. Like, they're not just awesome stepmoms, but they're also just amazing, inspiring people in general. So it's like a ton of good support. So you get to connect with them in the breakout rooms. I'll be leading a discussion topic where I teach a skill or do some education. You'll also be getting exercises in between each session that you can do with your significant other so that you both can come to a better understanding. And from what I've seen, this is a really helpful way to get your partner on the same page as you. If you're doing this step where you're like, hey babe, I signed up for a stepmom program and this is the first exercise, and you fill out this page, right? And then men who like will never go to therapy or do any couples counseling, even them, or read anything or whatever, they will do the exercises and these couples will have these huge breakthroughs. So it's really amazing to watch that happen. And yeah, it's gonna be like empowering you so that you figure out what you can control and what you can't, and then you take ownership over what you can control in like a really real and tangible way. And everyone in the community is going to be holding each other to that standard of being empowered, being accountable, being self-aware, and taking personal responsibility and doing their own work that they need to do the best they can and be the best versions of themselves in the situation. So if you're mired right now in like the jungle of being a new stepmom, because that is what it's like being in this like jungle where you don't know what's up and what's down. And I know because I've been there and I've swam through the dark, deep waters of treachery as a stepmom. And I know that there is a way up and there is a path that you can be on to find your way to the top so that you can swim and breathe and see the landscape around you, okay? So it doesn't have to be like you are drowning and so confused. So that's what this is gonna be all about, is these 90 days. It's a short, I heard from some of you that the 6 months that I had was too long. I heard the investment was too much of a commitment. So I have made this, I've reorganized it so that you guys can have this be an accessible thing that feels doable and accessible. So if you are interested, I would love to hear. I'm going to stick my link to my calendar. So just jump on there and find a time that works for you. It's going to be super awesome. I moved the start date up so it starts in 2 weeks in October and it goes until December. So it's a really great way to give yourself a leg up in the new year. Yeah, and just make some actual progress. There's so much misinformation, like I keep saying. There's so many support people out there that are not giving, I mean, no one else is giving this type of support to stepmoms who's out there. This is, it's a really unique opportunity. I really hope you guys will take advantage of it. I'm so excited to watch this group develop. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to PM me or email me, and I can't wait to talk to you. If you've already talked to me and you're now interested in the new format, PM me, let me know, and we'll talk about it, okay? All right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.